So for those watching and watching later, I'm here live with Garrett. Garrett's going to be in our store here on March 2nd for the Good Boy Tour. So for anyone that has the opportunity to come in and see him, that's awesome. He will have some nice goodies. Him and Christina will both be here, Christina Blanche. When's the tour start? February 19th?
Yeah, the 19th is the first stop in California, and then it's like down to LA and Albuquerque and Vegas and Texas and
yeah, we're kind of out by ourselves. Like you got to go a detour just to see us.
Yeah, I think it's great. Like, it is still kind of on the way because like we had to go from like Northridge, Texas, which is like over by like Corpus Christi.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Like so, like we have to kind of like go that way anyway to get back to Indiana.
Yeah, we were just. My wife was just in that shop. Is it just the one by Fort Hood, or is it another one?
There is one by Fort Hood. We're going to the one by Fort Hood. That's around. That was my LCS when I was in the Army. But there's one down by Corpus Christi, which is Jen King, who runs Space Cadets.
Okay.
She's down there, so we're going to like Killeen, like we're going to Dallas and Killeen, and then like down there to see her, and then we have more stops in Texas than like anywhere.
Oh, Texas is bigger than half the country anyway.
I know. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
But
exactly. No, it's gonna be a blast, man. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to see your shop.
Well, don't get too excited.
Why? It's a comic shop, bro.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we've just had some. We've had other guests come in here and like, this is it,
Stupid. People are dumb.
Yeah, but people don't understand.
Plus, now you got a Pokemon section, so now you got stuff for me.
Oh yeah, and that Pokemon section just continues to grow. It started out as a little like 10 by 10 corner, and now it's like 20 by 20, and it just keeps on growing. So it's a Pokemon's hot. So.
Yeah, a little bit.
But
I was just moving my stuff over here. I have like my new stuff to go off to grade.
Oh man, I'll show you what I just got in yesterday because
I saw those Umbreons you posted.
Yeah, this is the one I'm sending out to get graded. Somebody brought this in. It's like gem mint looking. Can you see it?
Ooh, Legendary Collection.
Yes, I love these.
Legendary Collection Reverse Golduck.
Yeah, I take them all.
Yeah, so this is I don't know if you can look able to see some of these. So these are my
nice, the new alt art and
yeah. And then these new, like they released those boxes,
those are beautiful.
And Vaporeon boxes.
Beautiful.
Alt arts, dude. Oh my god.
These are what I'm collecting.
I like not having people in here to comment. We could just talk about Pokemon. Oh, shut up, bro.
I got a Pikachu getting graded too.
Is that yours?
Yeah,
this is PC stuff.
This is mine, and I got a Gold Star Pikachu getting graded too. So.
English or Japanese? Wait,
English.
No, Japanese.
No, the Pikachu's English. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent my gold, like the gold medal cards off, from the like premium box, and I'm like, oh my god, grading is so expensive right now because nobody wants to wait.
Oh, I know.
A year to get
it's ridiculous. So.
Yeah. But, yeah, dude.
So. We're gonna just talk Pokemon, I guess.
I mean, we can. I'm not worried about it.
Well, that's what's been popular lately. So, I mean,
I know.
I hadn't touched a Pokemon card in 20 years.
Dude, it's like as someone who hasn't stopped, like since I was a kid, I'm like, get these motherfuckers out of here, bro.
You got lucky though, because there was a time when
it was so easy to get stuff, and now all of a sudden all these people come back, and I'm like, no, go away. It was so fine when I could go into Walmart and empty shelves out of like 6-month-old product. Now all these people you gotta go and like race to get stuff.
Oh my gosh,
don't do it anymore.
We've had some guys. I don't know if you know them. There's some guys wearing PSA shirts that keep running around like scalping all the stuff in our stores here. But I don't believe it could be the actual PSA guys. But it's weird. They all wear PSA shirts, and there'll be like 4 or 5 of them, and they'll just take everything on the shelves. So I don't know what's up with that.
Probably, if somebody questions them, they're like, "Oh, we work for this and that."
Yeah. Well, we did question them, and they're like,
"No way you're an employee of PSA, and that's not hella against like."
There's no PSA near us, so I don't even know what they be doing down here, So, but anyways.
Damn.
Yeah, it can get ugly though. They started taking it off most of the shelves around here. It's hard to find. So.
Now I noticed like places like Walmart and Target and shit, like they start putting stuff like behind the customer service desk and like controlling what you can get.
The ones that shock me are like gas stations are carrying them here, and like CVS and Walgreens and like everyone, all these like random places carrying. Hobby Lobby had Pokemon the other day. Yeah.
Isn't that like against their like values or something? They're like, these are demonic. Pokemon cards are tools of the devil.
Right. Hey, somebody click love. We got somebody here.
Yeah, somebody's here. I see thumbs ups and all kinds of stuff. They just came to hear us talk about Pokemon cards. That's fine. People, you hear like about actors and stuff, like got into acting to like pay for music. I got into comic books so I could pay for Pokemon cards.
Right.
That's the only reason I still do this job.
But
yeah,
I can't imagine what your PC looks like for Pokemon. Right.
It's very refined, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, what I do is, I buy those, those like long storage tubs that go under your bed. Like the like thinner ones, So what I do is every set that comes out, like I get 4 or 5 booster boxes, and then I just like bubble wrap them and I just line them up in those tubs, and then I just stack them away.
That ain't a bad idea nowadays.
Like, I typically like will buy like 10 of each set, 10 boxes of each set, like for myself, and I rip 5 and keep 5 sealed. So then it's like I could try to go. I have the most incredible luck when it comes to Pokemon cards. People really hate it. I mean, I've pulled 8 of the VMAX Hyper Charizards, like the crazy shiny hypers. People are like, get out of here, bro. Champion's Path, I think I pulled 12 of the shiny Charizard Vs. Like it's crazy. I pulled my first box of Fusion Strike. I pulled the Alt-Art Mew.
Fusion Strike was garbage.
I pulled 6 gold Mews out of Celebrations.
Yeah.
Like people are like, get out of here, dude. No way.
Yeah.
Like, it's stupid.
Man, so they make it tough. Like this second wave of like stuff has been garbage. Like I opened an entire case of Chill and Rain, and I literally had 2 boxes without a secret rare. I had every V was miscut. I think I got like $150 value out of 6 boxes.
Yikes!
Yeah, it was scary.
I stopped opening that stuff. Every time I got a second wave of that stuff, and I'm like, cool. Like I'm gonna put more of this away, because in the long term, people are gonna be like, oh, that has the Alt-Art Legendary Birds in it. Right. That's your value right there. Like, that's all anyone's gonna care about.
Yeah. Have you opened Starbirth at all?
I still got the what?
Starbirth.
Yeah, I haven't opened any yet.
No.
I haven't bought a lot of Japanese boxes for a while. Unless they were like targeted ones that I was like, okay, I need to get, like Eevee Heroes and like Shiny Star V and VMAX Climax, like all that kind of stuff. Dude, you should see my PC binder, bro. Like, so I've pulled out of VMAX Climax. I've pulled 4 God packs.
Oh, jeez, we've had multiple cases. We've never seen one.
4 God packs, bro.
Yeah, we've never seen a God pack.
All four of them were the ones that were all full art trainers. It was all the gym leaders.
So do you got a Galar friend?
Bro, huh?
Do you got
no? No, I want one so bad, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, that's like that starter deck 100. Worst idea ever. I want the Marnie though, but you can't. Like, I'm not gonna open boxes to get one. So.
Look at this. You're gonna see. I'm in my gym shorts. You're gonna like see like Garrett like not ready for energy. But check this out. So this is my new stuff.
All right.
Because I love that this was supposed to be interviews about comics, and now we're doing Pokemon. So this is like from Celebrations and stuff, right?
Yep.
So this is like I do everything in 4s.
Nice. So you got 4 master sets?
Yeah, but like, and then I like expand. Like when I get too much of something, I'm like, oh shit, I need like more stuff.
Oh, see those Marnies.
I know, bro. Look at fucking.
Jeez.
It's nuts, dude. But where is? Let's see if I could find. Here you go.
Jeez.
So these are. This is the gym leader, the God pack.
That's awesome.
It's nuts.
The whole pack.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Hey, what's that? I have to ask you while you're on that page.
yeah, what's up?
That Pokeball looking one. What's that up in the top? Next to Pikachu, next to Surfing Pikachu.
This one?
Yeah.
This one right here?
Yeah.
That is Veronica Taylor's card that you get from her at conventions.
Oh, man. All right.
Signed. And then I've got she signed this like Surf's Up.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But then like you got the Marnie
Yeah.
Mariko.
That's a tough one to get too.
Like all the character rares and all that. Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Some nice stuff. Very nice.
And then there's like my second gun pack. Same once again. Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh, hey, buddy.
It's a lot. So this is like all just the new stuff.
We got a comment.
What's up, buddy?
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude. It's a lot. But I've gotten it down. Like most of my stuff, I've gotten down to like, you know, like I used to have so much that I was like, oh man, this is like, as far as cards and not just like sealed boxes, I used to have so much that I was like, I need to not have 12 binders of cards. Like this is so much. So I just like slowly started grading everything and just like shelling off like whatever I didn't need. And now I think I'm down like because I clearance everything out to you besides the stuff that I keep for my personal collection. So like, I think like I'm down to like in my PC, I think I'm down to like 75 graded cards.
Nice. I ain't bad at all.
But they're all Gem 10 and they're all like, you know,
nice.
Crazy, you know,
rares,
secret rares.
Do you do strictly CGC now, or are you still doing some PSA?
No, I do both. It all depends on my buddy that I sold my shop to. He like does back and forth, and I just like tell him whatever. Usually, like it kind of depends on what the card is. If it's like a legacy card, I'll only use PSA. You know, like if it's a base set Charizard or something like that. But a lot of the newer chase stuff that I'm like, this isn't really going to matter. No one's going to care whether it's PSA or CGC if it's like a gold Sacian.
Right,
like,
right.
That's not going to matter.
Right.
You know? Yeah. And it's cheaper and faster. So I'll just use CGC. CGC. But yeah, all my like bigger stuff, like my staff cards and like staff Charizards and stuff like that are all PSA. It's crazy.
Screws are falling out of my chair right now. I might fall on my butt in here in a second, just so you know.
That's great.
I just saw a screw pop out of my chair. Oh man.
Yeah, but
so let's talk a little comics, I guess, for a little while. I'm sure some people might want to hear some comic stuff.
Comics.
All right, so we're obviously you're obviously coming here for the Good Boy tour.
I am.
Good Boy's over. The first volume is done now.
Yeah, the third issue comes out the 9th of February.
Nice. So it'll be out before you make it here.
It was supposed to be out. It was supposed to be out January 25th or something, but all of our books got pushed because like they didn't come into the port in time to like reach Diamond, so they all got pushed to the 9th.
It's a regular thing. It seems like.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude. They So volume 1 just wrapped. The trade comes out, I think, like in March. And then volume 2 launches on the 18th of February. The Kickstarter launches. It's crazy.
So you're going to do Kickstarter before each one?
Yeah, probably. Like it's, at this point, it's literally just to give people like cool special covers. Stuff that we like probably either couldn't run through Diamond or like, essentially it's like a pre-order for like the big supporters of the book.
Right.
Just continue to want special stuff. Like we got Trish and Tony from Stray Dogs to do a Stray Dogs 1 cover A homage.
Yeah, I did see the drawing.
They're drawing it of their own.
Yeah.
Homaging their own book.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome.
And I was like, this is great because like a big part of Good Boy's success.
That wasn't a store one though, right?
How like which one?
That wasn't a store exclusive. That's like a ratio thing.
The one that Tony and Trish are doing?
Yeah.
That's actually going to be the medal on the Kickstarter.
Oh, okay. I thought.
So the only way you're going to be able to get that.
You posted something about a ratio though too, like a 1 in 100 or.
Yeah, we're doing. Yeah, so we're experimenting for the first time ever with FOC variants, which is like something that typically only like Marvel and DC do, and so Red Amparo, Oshred is their art name, did a cover for us that's going to be a red foil stamped 1/100 incentive.
It was insane art.
Dude, the art is just crazy. It looks so good. And it's, God, I love that cover so much. And we were like, man, we don't know if how this is going to go. Like 1 in 100 is really high incentive, but like, you know, it counts, like your A's and B's count towards it. Like it's not just A or whatever. And we're like, we'll just run it. And if it doesn't do well, who cares? Like we'll just sell them somewhere else.
Right.
And we got shops like beating down our door. Like people are like saying, hey, can I order like extra of them direct? Like, so that I get multiple copies. Like, can I do this? Can I do that? And we're just like, oh my God. Like,
oh yeah. I mean, it's very unique. I mean, it's a beautiful cover. Like, yeah, I loved it. When I saw it, I was like, it's got to be. I hope this is gonna be something, you know. Like, well,
they like. I mean, when we do store signings and stuff, like I move 50 copies of a book in a shop, like in a signing. So I'm like, okay, well, I feel better if you order 100 of these. Number one, the idea is that we make the incentives so cool that you can hopefully sell that one book for enough money to like almost pay for all 100 copies you buy, you know. And we're like, damn, like people already like have them on eBay. And I'm like, these aren't even available.
That's crazy.
Yet. And like these people are like, yeah, $249.99, and I'm like, oh my God, what are you like? What?
It's just like that insane medal that sold the other day. I was like, what the heck? That Whatnot one?
You mean the one from Aaron Bartling's Whatnot stream?
Yeah,
that was nuts. Someone texted me and they're like, yo, you should come into Aaron's Whatnot stream and like talk up Good Boy. And I'm like, okay. So I go in and I'm like, hey bro, like why don't you do a remark? Like let's remark that medal. And he's like, all right, if people want to bid on it, like let's do it, sure. He sends me screenshots. He's like, bro, I don't even know what to do right now. This is insane.
Oh, it has to feel good though.
Like, yeah, attaboy. It's crazy. It's great. I love it. It terrifies me, but it's great.
So that was, did Aaron do his cover for a store, or was that just his own little thing?
That was just for Whatnot. So Whatnot hired him to do a Whatnot exclusive.
Okay.
So that like the only people that could get it was like retailers that stream on Whatnot.
So is like Whatnot, they're not a comics, they're not just for comics, but they wanted to do their own exclusive?
No. Whatnot is basically like a live eBay.
Yeah.
So it's like a live auction thing. And it's backed by like Steve Aoki and like a ton of like big time, pop culture people. And what they do is like everything starts at $1. And it's just like runs. And it's like, it goes for like 20 seconds. And if someone bids, it puts like another 15 seconds on it. And then someone hits it again, it goes for 15 seconds. It just keeps going. And then like you can sort of set up as a seller on their platform, and they like, and then you just like, it's all done through your mobile device. Like all the streaming is done through your phone or an iPad. And so they approached us and they were like, hey, like we want to do some cool, like they did an Invincible exclusive that just went for like an insane amount of money. Tyler Kirkham sold the original art for like $9,000.
I do remember the Kirkham, yeah. I did see that one.
And they were like, hey, we want to do some other stuff. Like, we want to experiment with like doing a Good Boy exclusive. And we were like, sure. So Whatnot pays for the cover art to be done. So the retailers that sell it don't have to pay for the art. They just get dope art and they pay for the books.
That's amazing.
And like, that's their like give back to like the retailers. Like, hey, we're going to pay for you to get awesome art. You pay for the books, and the only stipulation is that you have to sell them on Whatnot.
Right.
Where people are like, cool, sounds good.
I mean, I've had a lot of other comic guys. I've had a lot of comic guys try to get me into Whatnot, and I just haven't taken that leap yet.
You do really good on it.
So
you do really well on it. It's like I did like one stream. It wasn't even for comics. It was for slabs, Pokemon slabs. And I was like, man, I'm just gonna do a test stream. I don't know how this works. Like, even like while I'm streaming, I'm telling them, I'm like, I'm learning this as I go. I'm so sorry. I mean, I was on for like 25 minutes, sold like 13 slabs, and like made like $900.
Jeez.
It was crazy. And I was like, what is happening? So now like we have like they send you like this like welcome package and stuff. So I've got like all these books to like put up on Whatnot, and I'm gonna do like my first like comics Whatnot stream like this week. But it's rad, dude. A lot of cool people.
I know. I heard the waiting list is insane. So
yeah.
So I've had other guys like send me like special invites, like we can get you in. Like
yeah, well, it's definitely like helps to like be like a checked off like a retailer on this. It's rad.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into it. Definitely.
You should.
So
absolutely.
So
Yep.
I don't know how much you're public the stuff you put out, but there's gonna be some special stuff for the Good Boy Tour and stuff, right? So like, are you gonna spread it out? Like, it's not gonna be like you hit that first shop, sells out, and there's nothing left for me,
No, so we're bringing a couple of different cool things. The first one is we're bringing a blood foil set of Good Boy 1 through 3. It's all the A covers, but they're black and white, and all just the blood is red, and then it's all foiled out logos and stuff. So it's like a set of the 3 books. We're reserving when we leave. I've been prepping all this stuff for the last 2 weeks. We're saving a minimum of 5 sets per stop, and then we have a reserve box that's if we sell through the first 5, we can sell other ones, but we'll at least have 5 sets per stop.
Right. Good
to go through.
Good to know.
And then we're gonna have posters for the tour posters, and you get those for free if you back the Kickstarter while we're there.
Like the one I already made.
Because the Kickstarter goes live. What was that?
Like the one I already made.
Like that big one you printed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you print a bunch of them?
No, I didn't print a bunch of them.
Okay. Hey, that same one, that one you printed, we're gonna bring some nice 11x17 ones, and we're gonna sign them and remark them and stuff.
Nice.
And then we have a little QR code thing for our table that's hey, you can buy this print, or if you back our Kickstarter, you just get it for free.
That's awesome.
So it'll be sick. And we're bringing a bunch of the Kickstarter exclusive covers and coins and just a bajillion things. My whole back of my my SUV, my whole back is just filled right now with boxes. But I've been prepping all the stuff by.
You're not taking the gun cases with you, are you?
I am, because we're hand delivering those.
Those are insane. Those are insane.
Dude, it's sick. Yeah. So we have it we have our whole travel itinerary for the tour, and along the way the people that bought them are stops. And so one guy in California, the way it works out, we're gonna be there at 11 o'clock at night. It's just to give you a heads up, bro, we're dropping these at your house. We're gonna ding dong ditch that motherfucker and be gone.
That's awesome.
You're just gonna open up your door these giant gun cases at your door, like a fucking assassination hit. Dude.
That's pretty sweet though.
Yeah, it's gonna be rad. Yeah.
So when do we find out?
Was $1 billion.
When do we find out that Keanu Reeves is gonna be a voice actor in the Good Boy movie or show?
Probably not for a while.
He ain't reached out yet.
No, I can neither confirm nor deny. I've talked to Keanu Reeves about Good Boy, but I will say we are working right now on we have a friend of mine runs an animation studio, and they do awesome stuff. He's one of the animators that worked on Adventure Time and a bunch of other things. And they're taking the comic, the Ashcan, and they're animating, they're kind of using the comic as storyboards, and they're animating, we're animating an 8 to 10 minute digital short of the first issue. So there will be an animated short probably before fall.
That'll be awesome.
That'll be awesome. Out, and it'll be super sick. Yeah. Yeah.
So, I know you're also working on Postmasters. When does the first one for that hit? Where, on retail list?
It goes into previews. I believe in June.
Okay.
For an August release.
All right.
The Kickstarter people are about to get theirs sent out here in the next couple weeks. They're supposed to be in from the printer in I think on Wednesday or Thursday. And then the retailers to back the Kickstarter will have their exclusives early.
Okay.
But other than that, the main release isn't until August.
All right.
It's gonna be sweet. It's a 48-page magazine size, like oversized book.
Is it just a one shot, or you're doing it's a mini series as well?
It's a 2-part book.
Okay.
It's a 2-part. So this is part 1, and then part 2 will probably come out right after the first of the year.
Okay.
And they're both 48-page, like big oversized magazines.
Nice. All right, so a lot of people probably haven't seen those hardcovers for Franklin and Ghost. Do you have a plan to do maybe like a collected of all 3 volumes of Good Boy for a nice looking hardcover?
Oh yeah. So we have so far we've had 6 volumes of Good Boy greenlit by the publisher.
Oh wow.
And so we just finished writing volume 3. Volume 2 is obviously like getting ready to come out now. And so we're doing like trades after each one, and then we're going to do like an omnibus at the end of the 6 volumes and do like a giant book.
That'd be sweet.
But we're getting ready to, there's some things going on at Source Point, like, and we're getting ready to sort of like transition a lot of the stuff that I do into a monthly book. I'm going to be probably starting like late fall, early spring. And I'm going to be launching like one title that's going to be a monthly book, and it's going to be sort of like Detective Comics, or like, where like characters and storylines are going to sort of rotate in and out. And then it'll be like sort of like, it's a thing that we want to continue to do over and over, like keep it going for a long time. And then we'll do trades where it'll be like, hey, this collects, these issues of this book, and this is like Little Red Ronin, or this is Good Boy, or this is whatever.
Right.
But we're going to have like a regular monthly book, which will be super sick.
Okay, so I know a while back you had said like everything that you're doing is in the same universe somehow.
Yeah. So
are the things that you're doing now with Christina gonna in that same boat?
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, and this sort of like the monthly title that I'm talking about is sort of like, that's going to be sort of sparked from this sort of event that we're going to do in fall. It's going to be sort of like our version of like sort of like Deadpool Kills the Marvel Universe.
Nice.
We're going to have like sort of like an event-based book that's going to come out. We have a guest artist who's like probably one of the most famous artists that's ever worked at DC, and he's going to be drawing the 32-page. It's like a one-shot, and that book is going to sort of like bring all this stuff together into one thing and launch this ongoing title.
So. Will we see the return of Franklin and Ghost?
Yep.
Because we haven't seen him in a while.
I just wrote. What's crazy is the reason that Franklin and Ghost hasn't come out in a while is because I really was struggling to figure out what I wanted to do with them. The end of the 4th volume, the number 4, but like they're so long, basically volumes. At the end of 4, like I sort of like had this nice little like period on the end of like, oh, I told this story and this is cool, and this is the end of the Fox saga, and like now we're like, I kind of leave it open to do something else, and I like just didn't know what I wanted to do. Like I've started and stopped probably dozens of times. Writing something and being like, oh, I don't like that, or writing something and then it turns into something else where I'm like, this doesn't really fit Franklin and Ghost. But I just got done writing their intro for this new universe ongoing book, and it's so awesome.
That's awesome.
I love it because this new ongoing book is going to sort of feel like a team book. Like it's like what happens in this sort of like event build-up thing, sort of like all these things happen, and it sort of like builds this team of characters, and this team of characters come from all of the different stuff I write. So you'll have like Ghost, and you'll have like a Warcorn in it, and there's this character, and there's this character, and Kit Kelso's in it, and like all these different people.
That'll be great
to make this team. And it's so ridiculous and absurd. Like it's just so crazy.
It's what we've come to expect. I think.
Love it. Oh yeah, 100%.
So, is it okay? So I'm finally working on 2 books at the same time. So I know you're obviously way past 2 at one time. How do you transition from book to book, but continue to write multiple stories like with ease?
I mean, I just think I kind of like I try not to be afraid to like walk away from something. Like when I'm working on something, I try to go back and forth to like keep my mind fresh, like so that I'm not too like obsessing. Like if I have any sort of issue writing something, I just walk away from it. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stop that and I'm gonna go work on this other thing to like clear my head and like get the gears turning again. I mean, there's no real process for me. Like, I mean, I do like right now I have 6 books going at once.
Golly.
And there's not like, I wish there was like an answer. Like, I just really like try not to, like, anytime I struggle, I just sort of like try to go, okay, my brain's not ready for that. I'm going to go work on something else and like go work on the other thing. And then I'll be working on that thing and all of a sudden I get an idea for the other thing. So I go, oh, stop and go back to that. Like, it's hard to do, like to keep everything straight, but I think like going back and forth sort of like keeps your like mind limber, like keeps you like focused on like not beating yourself up too much or like hyper focusing on like why you can't do the thing that you're like working on.
Right.
Because I used to just be like, I can't go to something else until I do this. And I'd be like, I'd get writer's block and I'd get so mad because I'm like, I can't figure this out. And then I was just like, you know what, fuck this, and just like went and worked on something else. And it's like that stuff just like comes to you after the fact. Like doing that other thing freed up my brain to like sort of like find the solution. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still learning, that's for sure. But I think the hardest part that I'm running into is my artists.
It also helps when they're not the same genre.
Well, yeah, that definitely. My thing is my artists though are not seasoned comic artists, so it's almost like we're just walking slowly through each book, you know. So I can't just hand them a script and say, okay, make this into a comic, you know. So like when I'm trying to
that's tough.
Talk to each of them like page by page, you know, it's kind of making it hard to manage both of them, you know. So
yeah, I mean, I've been through many artists, and that's why I love, using the artists that I have so much, because like when you find people that like understand your creative process and can just like be trusted to just go and do a thing, like once I'm done with the thing, I can just wash my hands of it and just sort of like move on and not have to stress about that thing. But I definitely early on did that, and it was nerve-wracking because I'm like, man, I would get inspired to go work on a thing, and then I'm like, oh, I gotta step away from this because I gotta go make sure that this thing is happening.
Right.
That's just rough, but you get through it. It's baptism by fire, man. You figure it out.
I mean, it's been amazing, but it's just like I said, it's a long process to make a comic. I know that if this was to be like published through an actual publisher, it wouldn't work because it's so slow of a process the way we're doing it, you know. So
yeah,
but
yeah, it's definitely like I tell people all the time, like that's why I like staying involved. Like I love to see artists send me like, I will ask Kit and different people like, hey, can you send me like these pages? And they're like, I thought they're not due until whatever. I'm like, I'm not asking because I want to like manage you to do it. I just want to be involved. I haven't written this. It's been 6 months since I finished the script. I just want to see it. I just want to like be involved in it again. So yeah, it's hard to do.
Right.
Like people, I just told someone the other day, I was like, that's the best and worst thing about comics. Like anybody can do it, but like really quickly you figure out like who can do it. Like who can withstand the bullshit? Because there is a lot of it.
So another question. So like, okay, we know we got Good Boy 2, Volume 2. We've got Postmasters. We got this new universe like anthology type thing or whatever it is coming out.
Yeah.
Do you have other solo stories coming that you could talk about?
So the cool thing that I just finished, Kit Wallace, my artist for Good Boy and stuff, came to me like a year and a half ago, and he said, you know, hey, I have some sort of like story concepts that I've been working on, but like I don't have time to write them. Like, would you be willing to come on and like write some stuff for me? And I was like, sure, I don't care. One of those stories was a book called Little Red Roman, and I immediately it was like the first thing that I was like drawn to. I love fairy tale stuff, and I was like, well, tell me about this book. And he was like, it's basically, you know, sort of like Little Red Ronin or like Little Red Riding Hood. It's set in like feudal Japan, and it's like, but it's like all the characters are animals. Like they're all like little like red pandas and like hedgehogs and like different creatures. And I was like, oh my God, I love this. So I sat down. He was like, I don't have anything else besides a character. He had like a concept for a character. He had like a couple of pinups done, and he had like sort of like some sequential shots that were just like ideas he had. And he was like, this is all I have. So you could just like do whatever you want with it. And we just finished, I finished all 3 books. It's a 3-issue miniseries. I finished all 3 books. The art to number 1 is done. It comes out. It solicits in Dynamite in May for a July release. There's a cover A and a cover B, and then we're doing like store thank you variants that are homages to Ninja Turtle covers.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. So each of the books, so each 1, 2, and 3 are all homages of Ninja Turtles 1, 2, and 3.
That's awesome.
But done like with our characters, obviously, and like sort of like kit style, but with that same sort of like monocolor, like monochromatic, you know, palette and stuff. It's super cool. It's a really fun story. It follows this character who sort of like lives in this town where there's the tale of the great wolf. And nobody has sort of seen this wolf for a long time, this monster for a long time. And her grandmother was sort of like exiled for like spreading propaganda about like this wolf that wanted to kill everybody. And now Red is sort of like determined to like prove her grandmother's innocence and like sort of like get her name cleared to like bring her back home. So she's just this like young red panda that's like out hunting the great wolf. It's super cool. It was a lot of fun to write. It's very like, it switches very quickly back and forth between like being this cute story and then like being horrific.
That's awesome.
Because it's like very scary and like very gory and insane. And I think it's great. I had such a blast writing it. And I think it's going to sort of spawn a bunch of other things too. I think like we got done with it and I was kind of like, oh, we could do this with a lot of fairy tales.
Yeah, definitely.
Like this is like this, there's something here. And like, so we sort of like for the first time, like I sort of like made an after credits scene, like at the end of the book where like the ads are in the book. And then at the end of the book, there's like this 2 pages where like she sort of like realizes that there's other people out there that like could use her help.
Yeah, that could definitely become something huge.
It's ridiculous and fun. Yeah. Yeah. So it's gonna be fun. That comes out, so it'll be available for order May, June, July, for a July, August, September release.
Awesome. So that's just straight to Diamond, no Kickstarters for that or nothing like that.
Yep. Nope. Yeah. Straight to Diamond. It's gonna be rad.
That's awesome.
And the cover B artist that we have, Tyler Bentz, is like he's an artist on like some Black Hammer stuff, and he did like he does a bunch of DC covers and things. So there's gonna be a really cool cover A, cover B, and then the Ninja Turtles thank you very much.
Awesome. So you've obviously had your fair share of meeting famous people and, you know, working with a lot of awesome, you know, top tier talent. Is there anybody left out there that you haven't got to meet or want to work with? Other than Scotty Young?
Well, Scotty keeps blowing us off. I can't get Scotty.
I can't believe that.
I know. I'm like, man, I'm like throwing like massive, like I'm like using other people's money to like throw massive amounts of money at him. Like, bro, come do a cover for us. And like, he just will not do it.
That's crazy.
You know, I think I have like very like realistic expectations. Like there's obviously a ton of people I would love to work with that I just know that will never happen. So I try to keep it a little more grounded. But I mean, there's some people that we're working with right now that we aren't allowed to talk about yet that are like when they sort of like, when these people agreed, I was kind of like, this is not real life. Like there's like, I mean, I'm talking people doing covers for us that, I mean, if you Google the most popular comic artists of all time.
Man, I would love to see like Eastman do something with you guys. Like,
I would love. He was one of the people that I actually, we have some retailers that wanted to do variants for Little Red Ronin, and I was like, hey, whenever they come along, they're like, hey, who would you like to see do a cover? I'm like, if you do a variant house, we'll see if anybody pulls that off. But yeah, I mean, I think like I really have like gotten to work with most of the people that I want to. Like I've been very fortunate to work with like some incredible, I mean, people that I'm huge fans of, like Nick Bradshaw, who, I mean, my list of best artists ever, I mean, it's like Mignola and Art Adams. Like those two people, never gonna work with Garrett. So I'm like, okay, I'm okay with that. Nick Bradshaw is essentially our generation's Art Adams. I love Nick's work, and Nick already did covers for me. Done. Check that off the list.
That's awesome, though.
Like, I'm trying right now to get Mr. Pat Gleason to do some stuff for us. I'm, trying to get people like Art Germ on covers. People that are like really big in the the industry.
Yeah.
But we have some, like I said, we have some people that are going to be announced probably pretty soon that are just like, people are going to double take and be like, what?
No, I mean, I've already seen, I believe I've already seen some, I think there's some people teasing their volume 2 for Good Boy, or maybe no, Postmasters. Some people have teased their Postmasters. There's already some pretty big names on that, and I know there's probably some we haven't seen.
Oh, you were so patchy. I couldn't hear like any of that.
Oh, man. So I was saying Postmasters. I know we've already seen some big names working on Postmasters, and I'm sure we haven't seen all the exclusives yet. So I'm sure there's still some big ones coming.
Yeah, we only had I think we only did 4 or 5 exclusives for that book.
Okay.
I mean, like Derek Chu's got one coming out. Like it's a pretty great kit.
I think I saw that one.
At this point, I think it's more than about just I just pick people that I'm a fan of, even if they're not the biggest people in comics. People that I just am like, oh my god, this would be so cool to have this person do a cover. But it's rad, man. I never thought in a million years the people that I get to meet and get to be sort of just even be in the room with. People that when I was just a fan, I was like, oh man, I love this person's stuff. Come on, man. Now I'm in a room with them talking about if they're going to work for me, or if they're going to, or how they can work on a project for us or whatever. It's just crazy. It's crazy. So I just hold on and try not to fall off the roller coaster, bro. That's all I do. So, yeah.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and, we got the tour coming up. So we're going to, give out some information on that one. I know there's some people probably already seen it. Don't know if everybody here has seen it. You're going to be here March 2nd. What was it going to be 12 to 4, you said? Something like that?
11 to 4 is
11 to 4?
The typical, when we plan to be at shops, unless they don't open until noon or they don't, whatever.
Okay.
I think we're coming to your shop on a Wednesday, right?
Right. And we close early on Wednesdays, so we will definitely have a couple hours where for just the online as well. So we'll be able to stream. So just because I want people to know that just because they can't be publicly here, I've always streamed with everybody I've had in my shops to because obviously I have a bigger online customer base than an in-store at this point. So I want people to know that they can send stuff in. We'll have stuff. We'll have a lot of goodies. I've had 7 exclusives with you all now. So and I've got copies of some of those still, and I've got some other random goodies, for definitely for Franklin and Ghost and Warcorns, So should be a lot of opportunity for people to scoop some stuff up online.
For sure, yeah. And I know you said you're offering CGC submissions for people, right?
Well, I can't do CGC. Remember that's the one I said if you were willing to do the paperwork, and you're like, no, we're not doing that.
Oh, that's right. We're doing it. Well, I was trying to keep track of like who, because there was people that like, oh, I want to mail something in for CGC.
Well, I'll have CBCS
or whatever. Like,
yeah.
So you're doing CBCS.
Yes, I'm a facilitator for CBCS, so we can do that.
Yeah.
So
that'd be awesome.
Yeah, and but so like I said, I want people to know. And then what we're doing, if you buy something, it's free. If you send something in, it's $5. Is that how we're doing it for signatures?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. And then all of the money that we raise on the tour is going towards part of the proceeds is going towards the Kickstarter, and then the other ones are going towards like the charities that we work with.
That's awesome.
It's going to be super sick. Yeah.
So again, I wanted everybody to have an opportunity to get to know you. Especially, I have a lot more in-store customers that actually are starting to follow Izzy's now. They haven't been around when we started out doing all the Franklin and Ghost and Warcorns and Cold Dead Hands, and so they haven't had as much luxury. This is all such a new thing for people around here. So definitely want people to know who you are, know what you're about. Like, there's definitely something to be, attentive to. Again, this was I wanted people to get to know you and what you're going to be bringing. And you guys are only going to be bringing Good Boy, right, stuff? Not going to be bringing any of your own personal stuff?
No, I mean, the only other stuff I'm really planning on bringing is just like stuff for giveaways, things like that, like special things to just like give out to people.
I've had some people ask, will you have any art?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have multiple. I'm bringing like my portfolio stuff that has like cover art and sequentials and all kinds of stuff in it.
So that'll be. I know people will be excited about that. Everyone always like, where's the art? So
yeah.
But
oh yeah, for sure.
I get first dibs to put it up on my wall.
11 by 17 portfolios. I got like 2 or 3 of them. Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But I don't want to keep you too much longer, or we'll end up talking more Pokemon, since there's nobody asking questions. So we'll have to go to the PokeGym Insider Group.
And I'm very excited. Yes.
We'll need to do an interview over there on the PokeGym. But hey, you can get some of that. We'll have VMAX Climax and Starbirth and stuff in store for you when you get here.
There you go. Yeah. Oh, if you think we're not ripping packs while I'm going crazy.
It'll turn into a pack opening party instead of a Good Boy party.
People do what's funny is like I go to other signings and they're like, oh, if you need anything, whatever. And like when there's like a lull, I'll like go over and I'm like, hey, can I get some packs of that? Like open some. People are like, what are you getting? It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
But yeah, definitely looking forward to meeting you finally in person.
Hell yeah, bro.
Hopefully, you guys are about ready to go. I mean, you got a couple weeks, and I know you got a long journey ahead. You're gonna be exhausted by the time that's over.
And I'm like, I think I'm bagging and boarding like 1,200 books for some crazy.
What do you got? So what are you guys gonna be traveling? You gotta have to take something pretty big.
We're taking my SUV. So I have a Volkswagen SUV. Like a full size SUV.
Okay.
So like back seats are down. I've got like everything like already. I took all my like Gemini boxes out there, like all my like BCW boxes, and like pre-staged everything, like
nice
post-it notes of like this is where the sets go, this is where this goes, and here's the spots for Izzy's and Space Cadets and this. It's gonna be sick.
Christina's not in California, right?
So. No, she's flying into California on the 18th, and then we turn around and leave on the 19th.
Nice.
So,
all right.
It's gonna be nuts, bro.
I would love to do it. I think it'll be exciting. So.
It is. It's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking this time to do this.
Of course, bro.
And again, we'll get you in the PokeGym and talk Pokemon all day one day. But yeah, I'm gonna let you get out of here. I appreciate it again, and I can't look forward to seeing you on March 2nd.